Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Jamie here. Thanks very much for joining me in today's live. I'm going to be going over a couple of ways that you can actually start to improve your sales results. Now, this is going to apply to anyone who's doing organic marketing. So whether you're a coach, a consultant, course creator, or affiliate marketer. For those of you joining me via YouTube, thank you very much for tuning in. If you'd like to hit the subscribe button, I cover a lot of stuff to do with affiliate marketing, conversion strategies. I'm a full-time affiliate marketer, digital ad strategist, and I'm a coach for a program with over 560 students. I'll be leaving a link below this video if you'd like to check out the free case study. And you're welcome to book in a time with myself if you're really looking at ramping up your results this year and beyond. For anyone else joining me via the old Facey, smash that heart button, drop a comment, let me know you're here. That'll be amazing. The more engagement that I get, the bigger it goes out to the algorithm, the better it goes out to the algorithm. You know what I'm talking about. Hey, Quinn, how you doing? Thanks for joining me. Appreciate it. Just going to wait a couple of minutes, see if anyone tunes in, and I'll let rip. Interesting choice of phrase there, Jamie. What's happening? Fortunately, got the old StreamYard thing going there, so I'm not sure who I'm looking at there, but I appreciate you tuning in. Thank you very much. Alrighty. Groovy, groovy, groovy. Hey, Daisy, how's it going? Nice to see you again. All right, so basically, this is going to get a little bit woo-woo, so I apologize in advance for those of you that, if you don't feel like listening to anything woo-woo at the moment, then exit stage left, I guess. So here's the thing, and I'm gonna tie this back into a bit of a story, but it's kind of important for if you're wanting to sell stuff, and you're wanting to do so in a way that is congruent with who you are, where you don't feel like you're doing any sort of tactics that go against your inner belief system. Yeah, I've got a lot of woo-woo stuff. Then this is basically the crux of it. So if we look at any business model out there in the world, there's essentially two main types. And one is a zero-sum business model. And that is if someone is winning, then the other party is losing. To put that into context, if you look at sporting events, there's a really big one. Know that we're very close to Super Bowl in the States there, which is obviously kind of a worldwide sporting event these days. So there's always going to be a losing team. Over and above that, you've also got things that are attached to those types of things, such as gambling, betting, casinos, things like poker, blackjack, etc. There's always going to be a winner. There's always going to be a loser. So it means that zero sum. One party wins, the other party loses. Also carries on to things like trading the financial markets. For the most part, there are instances where you can actually have a win-win, which I know I don't want to digress topics there. I left my finance days behind me, but anyway, I'll go into that another day if anyone's interested. But that's basically zero sum. On the other side, you've got positive sum, and positive sum would be the likes of every other business model in the world. So to put that into context, let's say that you go into your local restaurant and you're hungry and you're looking forward to sitting down to a nice meal, and the ambiance is beautiful and looking great, and you go in there and they serve you this beautiful meal, and they serve you, the waiters and waitresses serve you, and maybe if you're going to a really fancy place, the maitre d' comes along and greets you at the door and puts you in the table and all that sort of stuff and takes care of your stuff and all that sort of thing. And then you get a nice meal and hopefully a nice experience out the other side. And of course, what happens at the end, you exchange your financial resources in exchange for the amazing experience that you've had. So that is positive sum. It means that both parties win. The restaurant, they feed a bunch of people because you're paying for the meal. You get a really nice experience. You get to go and eat and hopefully have some good conversation and all that sort of stuff. And so that's positive sum. Now, the reason why any of this is relevant to anything is because in my experience of dealing with a lot of people related to sales, and I've experienced it myself when I first got into sales, is that a lot of people assume sales is a zero-sum business. They make the subconscious, in most cases, the subconscious assumption that if they are making a sale, they are winning, they are getting something off someone, and the other person is giving up their hard-earned, and that's the end of it. But that's not the case. Because if you have a strong belief in the products and services that you are promoting, that you know can help them out, that can solve problems for people, then it actually creates a positive sum transaction. And the more you accept that, the more you delve into that side of things and really understand that that is what is actually happening, you are helping to facilitate the future pathway of someone. If it's a high ticket, say, affiliate product, for argument's sake, or if it's not and it's something else, is it something that can support their business? Is the transaction that is taking place something that can assist them in some way, solves a problem? So with that being said, if you find yourself feeling a bit like, oh, I don't really want to sell, start framing it in your mind in a slightly different way. Start having a look at the mere fact that sales is actually really good. And to prove a point as to why it's good, for anyone that has a partner here that's watching, you don't put up your bad side when you meet someone for the first time. When you're dating, you're not sitting there going, I'm going to wear my worst clothes and put on my worst makeup and, put on my worst behavior. You're trying to sell yourself. It's a positive sum match, right? That's just one example. It's the only one I could think of at the time. But you get the point. Where I'm going with all this is that sales is absolutely amazing. You are helping to facilitate, in a lot of cases, the potential life change of someone. That in itself is really, really powerful. And the more you believe in the process that you have, and the more that you believe that you can help someone else out, the easier that process becomes, because it comes from a place of congruence with who you are. There's no no subconscious sabotage between your morals and your ethics versus the reality, because you know that, well, I'm helping to facilitate this thing. It's going to help that person out. They're going to do the work. You got to be open about that. If it's a high ticket product or whatever. But that's it. So anyway, that's my little rant for today. Stick around for a minute if anyone's got any questions. But thought I'd just throw that out there. It was something that I've been musing on lately, and I enjoy sales, so I think that it was kind of important to work out why it is that I believe that it is, and then I discovered that. So there you go. Yeah, you're welcome. And I think the thing with selling in general, and I've seen it around quite a bit in recent times, where people think that there's some sort of secret script or secret thing that you can be doing, and a lot of the time it's just the belief system as popping up. Hey, are you selling us on selling us? Yeah, I am. Jedi mind tricks right now. Actually, no, I'm not. Maybe I should. Maybe I should be making a whole bunch of offers. Maybe I am subconsciously making a whole bunch of offers. You can't even tell. There you go. It's kind of like, and this is an oblique reference here for those of you that have seen Wall Street, the original one, Gordon Gekko, and he said, I don't know the exact quote, but it's along the lines of greed. I think it's greed, for lack of a better word, is good. And I don't necessarily subscribe to that belief specifically. However, I think when it comes to sales, you can start adapting some of those mindsets. And exactly like you mentioned there, the more that you can understand that, hang on, I've got something that is completely badass. It's changing lives. It is creating six-figure marketers, or whatever the case may be in your situation. The more congruence you're going to have as a human being behind you selling that, because you realize that it's something that can help. They've mentioned to you, the person has mentioned to you, they've given you the information freely, said, hey, listen, here I am in my life. This is what I want. This, the pathway I feel is going to get me there. You're like, cool. I'm going to throw it out there. You want to jump on board? Let's get you moving. Right. Any other questions, folks? I can't see who that is, but congratulations on the shift in results too, by the way. That's amazing. Little side note on that, actually, the comment, and I'll just paraphrase it. Feeling like that more and more, feeling a lot more like that about sales lately, and noticing a shift in results. So the other thing I was going to say off the back of that is the more that you believe that and the more that you focus on that, what it means is from an energetic basis, well, I told you this was going to get woo-woo, but from an energetic basis, it means that you then start to focus more and more on the abundance factor. And this is something we talk a lot about. Hey, Lauren, sorry, you're coming up as Facebook user. Lovely to see you. Thank you for joining me. The more that you focus on that, the more that you are going to focus on the sheer volume of traffic that's out there, abundance, audience, people that you can assist, people that you can help. And the more detached you are to that process, because you know, well, okay, I still, after I've had this conversation with someone, I still strongly believe in the results that this thing can get people, and they still have their issues and their problems. And if they just choose not to jump on board, that's not something you can always help. So yeah. Oh, you're most welcome. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Hope it helps. Yeah, it's in fact going to segue really massively here for a second. On that note, so the results that I enjoy now, it's partial tactics. So I will admit that, and I'm always refining. I'm always learning stuff. I buy so many courses, it is ridiculous. Only if they align with my end goal, only if I feel like they're going to serve my overall business. But I spend more on my education now than I ever have. And ironically enough, every time I do, I might only get a couple of sentences out of an entire course. But I know that those couple of sentences might help me bring in extra sales, a couple of $1,000, a couple of maybe tens of thousands of dollars over the course of a year. So having said that, there was a really relevant point I was going to say off the back of that. Oh, gosh. Buying courses. Struggling. Oh, yeah, mindset. That's where it's going. Yeah, so when I had my kind of big breakthrough and things really started to look up, it wasn't because I got more tactics. It wasn't because I kind of went, okay, cool, I need to learn a whole bunch more tactics here and stuff like that. That certainly helped. There was still, like I say, I have a lot of ongoing education now, but it was really because I just started to tweak the way I looked at things. I started to look at and really understand that. It's something that I had been trying for years to understand and to grasp in terms of the level of abundance that's out there. And I think there was a couple of things that happened, and I just understood it in a slightly different way. And I've had to keep reminding myself of this, and I'm kind of fallible, so I do tend to mess up a lot. But for the most part, I've got that sort of belief system, which has now slowly changed to be, okay, focusing on the abundance and letting go of the minutiae and, not worrying. I mean, I can't control people and I can't control outcomes a lot of the time. I can only control the way that I review things and the way that I put things out there. So yeah, it was definitely a mindset shift, and the mindset came first and the results came very shortly thereafter. So anyway, on that note, I shall disappear, and I hope that you guys are having an amazing week. Appreciate you guys tuning in. If there's anything you guys want to learn, I think sometimes because I'm so ingrained into this that I forget how much stuff I know. And I don't say that out of ego, by the way. I just kind of forget that other people could get value from it. So if there's anything you want to learn about, anything at all, mindset, sales, tactics, ads, you name it, just throw it out there and I'll put some stuff up for you. Hopefully that helps today anyway. Thanks very much, guys. Have a good one. Cheers.